It's been a mighty qualifying performance from Mercedes today, with both cars on the front row for the race tomorrow.
It's been a great session for the team. They've really been pushing hard to make this happen, and their hard work has been rewarded.
It's nearly 5 o'clock here local time, and welcome to race day here in Melbourne, Australia. The cars are on the grid and they should be setting off shortly for the formation lap. It's a great position for Lewis Hamilton to start the season from, and one that he'll be hoping he can capitalise on and turn into a race win today.
Well, we all know that Lewis has raw speed, and if you give him a fast car, he'll win races. So if he can stay out front by the end of the first few corners, I'm sure he's going to be very difficult to beat.
How does Nico Rosberg go about finding the time he was lacking at the end of qualifying in today's race?
Well, he's got to stay within touching distance of the lead during the first stint and then look to capitalise as the car becomes lighter and the tyre degradation eases.
Okay guys, the 5 red lights, let's go 4, 5 and we're off at the Australian Grand Prix for the Formula 1 2015. Great start off with Valtteri Bottas as we got Raikkonen on the inside. Oh, Raikkonen just clipped us at the back, causing him to spin out. We got the 2 Mercedes in front fighting for P1 as we are at P3. We're going to see and we're going to try actually to see if they make a mistake and probably pass them and take P1. As you guys can see, we got good grip, got a little bit of clouds in the sky, so hopefully we can, well not hopefully, but maybe we're going to get some rain that's going to cause us to go into the pits and go into intermediates, or maybe even wet tires. But as we go down the straight, we still got Rosberg and Hamilton in front of us. We brake way too late on the right-hander, causing us to exit very badly on the left. We're still at the back of Rosberg, and we're going to try to get that momentum back and try to get back behind Rosberg to get the opportunity to pass him to go into P2. We got Vettel that is behind us at the moment, pushing hard as well. He's right behind us, waiting for us to make a mistake. As we're going to go back to the start, as you can see, great start from everyone. We got Massa that's going a little bit out. We got myself going in to the right, causing Raikkonen to go a little bit right off the track and then tried to come back, and he clipped us, causing himself to spin out. Nobody was at fault there. Well, I think Raikkonen was at fault there, so that's my opinion. But in any case, we're still behind the 2 Mercedes. They're fighting in front. Oh my crap, Rosberg just clipped Hamilton, causing some debris to come off either his car or Hamilton's car. They're side by side trying for P1 as we are. This is maybe the opportunity for us to pass them. This is the opportunity we've been waiting for. Let's see if we can take Hamilton or Rosberg. Oh my god, we just spun out. Because of Hamilton's left rear tire connect. Let's see the replay here. As you can see, as we come in, my right hit his left rear, causing myself to spin out, causing me to lose some positions. As we're behind Grosjean, we're trying to let's see if we can take him on the right hander. On the exit, his exit way more better than we did, causing him to stay in P6 and ourselves in P7. Nazar's behind us. Let's see if we can take him on the right. Yes. Let's see if we can stick it. Can we stick it? Oh my gosh, Grosjean just bumped us, causing us to go into the barrier a little bit, causing us to lose some momentum. So let's see if we can take him on the left hander. A little bit too fast, but we stick it and we're through. We're at P6 now. We've just passed. Let's see if we can go back to that replay. Here we go. These option tires, too much, because then we're gonna have to go into the pits earlier than we actually planned to. So as you can see, we're going way too fast around the corner, making us going a little bit too much wide. Let's see if we can take him on the right. We could not stick it. Sorry. As we go down this little bend here, we're gonna try and take him on the right hand again. As we go in, we tried to stick it, but we did not have enough power, causing Grosjean to come straight into us, making us go into the barrier. And make us lose some momentum. As we go into left, we stick the pass going into P5. So now we got Hamilton behind us on lap 6. We forwarded to lap 6, guys. It started to rain. The track is starting to get wet. Grosjean is behind us now. I don't know what happened there. As we're on the finishing straight, the last corner there, we're going to push as hard as we can so we can get a gap between ourselves and Grosjean. As you can see, our tires on the right hand side are at the end, not at the complete end, but they're red to bits. So we're going to struggle a little bit with the grip. The rain is not that bad at the moment, so we still have grip. We just need to not make a mistake so that Grosjean passes us. P5, we've got Massa in front of us. We're trying to push so that we can catch up with Massa and Ricciardo. So we're trying our best to catch up with Massa and Ricciardo in the front so that we can get back into P3 with that earlier incident we had with Hamilton causing us to spin out and fall all the way down to P7. Now as we go down the straight, we go into the left hand corner. As you can see, the car starting to slide around a bit because of the rain and the tire wear. We got literally not enough grip, so we have to actually be careful going into the corners and exiting the corners and going. As you can see, the car is back and just starting to slide around because there is no more grip. As we get to the second last corner, we're going to go into the pits. As you can see, going way too wide there at the second to last turn. As we go into the pits, Massa also pitted as well as Ricciardo. Let's see if Massa is going to be out of the pits. Yes, he is. So we're going to go in. We're going to put on some prime tires because the track is not that wet. There's not puddles yet, so we still can drive. As you can see, everybody's going on their prime tires. As we exited the not yet, we're going to switch over to Massa and see if Massa can actually catch up to Ricciardo. They both got prime tires. Everybody's gone with prime tires at the moment, but I think a little bit of a later stadium everybody's going to go in and change into intermediates because this track the rain is just not going to stop. By look of things, the rain is not going to stop. As we go, you can see Massa is not pushing very hard to catch up with Ricciardo, being that the track is still a little bit wet but not that much wet, so our grip is a little bit more, well, actually less than usual on a dry track, of course. As we go down this bend right here, we're going to see if Massa tries and push this vehicle or this car actually to maybe its limits to catch up with Ricciardo and maybe pass him. As we're back now with Valtteri Bottas, Grosjean is back in front of us again with P13. We're going to try and take him on the inside here. Will we see? Yes, late braking, excellent pass. We're back into P12. Grosjean's behind us. Grosjean is a great driver. With him behind us, it's our opportunity to build a gap between ourselves and probably take Stevens next. Stevens, so yeah, we basically drove a lap, going for 2 laps now on the prime tires, and it's actually Verstappen just left the pits, causing us to brake very hard so we can take him on the inside, well actually outside, and back into the inside, into the left hand corner. As we go down to the right hand, take it very carefully because there's puddles in the road, so you don't want to lose traction and spin out and lose the race. We're in P5, that's a good thing. We don't want to be under P5, well over P5 actually. As you can see, we have to brake very hard because, well, we're actually braking way too late, causing us to brake hard, and lose actually more grip on our tires and lose actually tire wear. So we're probably going to go into the pits right now to get it to intermediates. The rain is coming down. There's not going to be any, as you can hear the water slashing off the tires. We have to go and, as you can see, I'm choosing intermediates. We're going to have to change into intermediates because we're going to lose grip and then we're going to lose positions. So as we get to the third last corner, car takes the corner very carefully. Grips very nicely still. Not that bad at the moment. So we're going to go into the pits now. Everybody's going into pits. Massa, Ricciardo just pitted. I think Grosjean and the guys behind him is also going to go into the pits. Massa just went into the pits. Let's see if he's going to be out before we get there. Will he be out? Yes, he is. Perfect. Let's see if intermediates are on. Let's see how fast the pit went. 4.6, which is not good because we had to wait for the other drivers to pass before we were released. For a safe release, we don't want an unsafe release. We're at P9 now. Alonso's in front of us. Let's see if we can catch up to Alonso. Verstappen's behind us in the Toro Rosso, and Alonso actually passed Stevens. So we're actually going to try and catch Stevens in P8. So now, excuse me, so now we're going to go on the right, and the tires are gripping perfectly for the situation, for the track is getting very wet. As you can hear, actually the water splashing around with the tires. We're actually pushing the car to its limits now to catch up so we can get back to P5, maybe P3 hopefully. But we don't know. We're 3.9 seconds behind Stevens, so we're going to give it our all to try and catch up. Massa is in front of Stevens, so we're going to try and get Stevens and then maybe perhaps pass Massa and see what we can do. We're at lap 10, P9. Our fuel looks great. Cars, well, a lot of the fuel has been burnt really already, so as you can see we just dropped the seconds between myself and Stevens. We're at 3.4 now. We're catching Stevens with a few tenths of a second. Rosberg is in first place at the moment, so as you can see Stevens right in front of us. Let's see if we can catch him, not perfectly, well, not perfectly but perfectly into that. As you can see, perfect exit on the straight, the finishing straight. As we go down in the Mercedes, in the Williams, not the Mercedes, we got Stevens in front of us that's actually driving very good. We're passing Stevens in the right-hander. Let's see if we can stick it. Can we stick it? Yes, we can. Just close, very close call there, because we could have bumped his right front tire with our left back tire. That could have caused us to spin out and go into the barrier, and had to quit the race actually because of damage to the car. As we're going to the right hander, we take it perfectly, not too fast. We're catching up with Massa in the front, and I think Ricciardo is in front of Massa. So let's see if we can catch up to Massa and probably pass him and take on Ricciardo for P4, I think that is. I'm not too sure. We'll see now. Beautiful helicopter shot of myself driving with Valtteri Bottas as we take the right hand here. As you can see the water behind that's spraying from the vehicle. The track is getting very wet at this point. No need for wet tires at the moment because the rain is not coming down that hard. Sorry, it's not Ricciardo, it's actually Alonso that's in front of Massa, as you saw there. As we're on the finishing straight, we're pushing the vehicle to its limits to try and catch those two in the front. As we're going to the right hander here, coming in a little bit too fast, causing us to go a little bit wide, as you can see, but that extra right there was perfectly done. We're catching up with Alonso and Massa. Let's see if we can pass Alonso at this point and catch up with Massa himself. As we forward to lap 13, we try and take Massa on the inside, but we're coming too fast, braking way too late, causing us to go off track. and lose momentum and go back into P7, giving Massa the opportunity to create a gap between himself and, well, myself and him, or him and myself. So as we get into finishing straight yet again, the tires are starting to lose grip. Not that much, it's still got enough grip. We're going to switch to rich mix. The fuel level is very low at this point, so the cars are very light. As we go on to lap 14, we're going to try again to take him on the right hand side, and we stick that passing. That was a great pass from us on Massa, our teammate, as we move on to try and pass Ricciardo at the second to last corner, going into the finishing straight here. Let's see. We cannot leave it too fast. Going off the track, opening DRS is not a good idea, causing us to go a little bit like a snake over the road. Let's see if we can go on the first corner. Way too fast, causing us to go off the track yet again. We are way too desperate at this point. Let's see if we can keep this under control and pass Ricciardo to take P5 back. Perfectly done here. As we move into the left-hander, Ricciardo is still in front of us with Ericsson, and I'm not too sure who's in front of Ericsson. I can't see. Perez is actually in front of Ericsson, so let's see if we can pass Ricciardo here on the right-hander. No, there's no opportunity there. Let's try and see if we can take him on the next right-hander. We lost a little bit of momentum here, so we're going to move and try taking here, coming in a little bit too fast. Let's see. Oh god, Ricciardo just bumped us. Ricciardo bumped us, causing us to spin out. Let's look at this replay. As you can see, Ricciardo should have hit the brakes there, but no, he turned back to come back onto the road, causing his right hand tire to hit my left back tire, causing me to spin out. As we go on board with Massa, you can see me spinning out there, and Ricciardo not actually spinning out. So now we fall back to P14 on the last lap. So guys, thank you so much for watching the Australian Grand Prix with me driving as Valtteri Bottas. Hopefully we will do better in the next race. I'm NoFlexGamer. For myself and Valtteri Bottas, we will see you guys in the next race. Cheers.
And that's a win for Nico Rosberg at the Australian Grand Prix here in Melbourne. What a result for this German driver.
What a fantastic result for Nico. He'll be so happy to start the season on such a positive note.
After all that excitement, it's time for a lie down, I think. Thanks for joining us, and goodbye until the next race.